Welcome to Meat and Manna, where we help you decide what to feed your kids. Tonight is Schnitzel night, so I'm going to show you how to make my family's pork schnitzel. The first thing to do is to prepare some veggies. My go-to strategy on a weeknight is roasting whatever I have together on one tray in the oven. Tonight it's some sad carrots that have been in my fridge too long, but look surprisingly fresh after a quick peeling. If they were fresh, I'd definitely just rinse and chop them straight away. I also have a lot of potatoes to use up, so in they go. I try to chop everything into roughly even pieces, but if some are smaller, they'll overcook and end up being a good soft texture for Chloe, so it's actually kind of a win. Add some olive oil and whatever herbs you like and have on hand. We like fresh thyme, but dried spices will work too. Season with salt and pepper and mix around to coat. I bake at 400-ish and basically forget about it until I'm done with the schnitzel. Speaking of which, now it's time to heat half an inch of canola oil in my cast iron over medium heat and cover my pork in a couple layers of saran wrap. The stage is now set for my guest helper. Is it fun? Yeah. Nice work. Oh, you're gonna roll it. Yes, that is typically what a rolling pin is for. Pry your child away from all of the things she wants to make a mess of and plant her back in front of the TV. Finish hammering out your meat until it's at an even thickness. I aim for 1 centimeter or 2, but consistency is the most important thing. Now, breading. Coat each piece in a layer of flour, a layer of egg, remember that you forgot to season your breadcrumbs, and then finish with a layer of seasoned panko breadcrumbs. Now it's time for everything to get crispy and delicious. Before plunging your meat into the oil all the way, dip in a corner to make sure that the oil is hot enough to make a nice loud sizzling noise. This is important so that the oil actually fries the meat and doesn't just seep into it to make your breading a soggy mess. Because my element is small and heats the center of the pan better than the outside, I rotate each piece after a few minutes to get even color all the way around. When the breading looks like an appetizing golden brown, I flip and do the same on the other side. When both sides are looking good, take the schnitzels out of the pan and rest them on a cooling rack. If you grew up in a family like mine, where you are afraid that undercooked meat will kill you, then you're going to want to be very thorough about checking that your pork is done. Ew! It's really challenging. There are a few different ways that you can check the doneness of your pork. One is to use a meat thermometer and to aim for a temperature around 155 degrees. Another is to wait a few minutes and cut into it to see if the color inside is what you like. A rosy pink is a good color to go for. And the third thing that you can do is wait for your husband to come home and ask him to poke the meat for you. Which doesn't sound scientific or very safe, but it's what the chefs do. So, oh, we dropped the banana. If you've done one of these tests and find that your meat is a little undercooked, the best thing to do is to put it back into your hot oven instead of back into the oil, just so you don't burn the breading on the outside. I normally like to serve this with applesauce, but I didn't have any, so I made it with a mushroom sauce instead. I'll show you quickly how I did that, and I'll also link the recipe that I used below. Good job, super helper. So here we have a final look at Chloe's plate. I've kind of cut the pork schnitzel into little strips, so it's kind of like chicken strips for her, and I put some of the mushroom sauce on top, but if she decides to pick it off, which she probably will, then there's also ketchup for her to dip, and then all of the veggies. Happy schnitzel, everybody! Are you picking your nose?